Hi, Glenda back from Top Notch Legal. Now, one of my favourite topics is explaining how you can use your contracts to reduce your liability. And I want to ask you, did you find during the restrictions with COVID-19 that there were obligations you had under your contracts that you couldn't perform? Or are you finding that you can't perform now because there's some things that have gone wrong that you can't control? Now, I want to give you an example. Let's say that you import doors and windows from China, and these units are installed in houses in Australia and New Zealand. And in 2018, you made some contracts with distributors in Australia and New Zealand, and under these contracts, you had obligations to deliver so many thousands of units over the next 12 months. Over the next 12 months, around the time that COVID-19 restrictions hit the countries. Now, you'd been supplying these units for several years, so at the time of signing the contracts, there was no issue that you could see in being able to meet your obligations. But of course, none of us foresaw what was going to happen with COVID-19. And because they're being manufactured in China, we know now what happened there. All these factories closed down and manufacturing stopped. And then, of course, all the shipping schedules got blown out of the water as well. So this is you're in a position now where you don't know if you're going to be able to deliver these units that you promised to, or if they are delivered, when will you be able to deliver them? Now, as is usual under contracts of this type, you are under penalties for late delivery. So it's quite common that you would have a liability of several $1,000s or 30,000 upwards a day for late delivery. So this can be devastating to a business. And it doesn't make any difference that you haven't caused the problem, that really it's an accident waiting, that it's not an accident waiting to happen, it's just an incident that was totally outside your control, and neither party could have foreseen it happening. Now, this type of situation can arise whether you're supplying goods or whether you're supplying services. So as a result, we lawyers have drafted for years particular clauses into contracts to protect businesses in these types of situations. We call them force majeure clauses. Now, a force majeure is a French term for something that's big, that you can't control. It's a strong force and that you can't control it and you can't influence it. So we call them force majeure clauses. Unfortunately, most force majeure clauses did not cover the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic. So a lot of us have now had to go back and rewrite our clauses. So if you're not sure whether your contracts have a good force majeure clause, please get in touch with us. We'll set you on the right path and make sure that this is an area where you don't need to cop unnecessary liability. That's it today, Glenda from Top Notch Legal.